You're the co-main event, so I'm assuming you look to steal the show come fight night.
Of course, Teofimo Lopez main event, you can't beat something like that. All the belts on the line. So it's going to be a huge fan base, a new fan base, because Thriller, that's a whole new group of people that watching boxing in a different way. They watch it for the artist, but they're also watching the boxing now. So it's a good mix, and I think it brings new eyes to me, and it made me help me, build a better fan base, which is important. And then, I fought on TV, Friday Night Fights, then I did the Zone, and now this. So it's just different eyes, and it's different when there's, you could say millions of people watching. It's just different.
Right, and you're in a stacked division and in a great division. With the win over Pedro, do you see yourself back in the mix, fighting a top 10 guy later in the year?
Yeah, yeah. When I win this,
Okay.
they're in the mix right now, trying to put a belt on the line for it. Maybe like a WBA or something, Intercontinental, all that. So we
Okay.
don't know what's gonna happen yet, but most likely they'll have a belt and they'll put me in the rankings in the top 10 or something. And then after that, another major fight. And at this point in your career, when you win these fights, it's like you win these fights, your purse is double. Like these are the fights you need to win. These little fights that take you to that next level, put you on the main event on Showtime and things like that, because you get an opportunity to break into the rankings, and then big fights are even easier to make. So for me, this is it.
What you have 20 wins. Would you say this fight is the second half of your career?
Yeah, like people don't realize in boxing, which is crazy, because they should tell this to a lot of the young kids come up in the gym that want to do this. This is a marathon. It's not everyone sees the Floyd Mayweather, the whatever idea. That's not what happens. You gotta grind for years and years, suffer, sacrifice for years and years. And then eventually, if everything goes well, you get to this where, you got, 20 wins or whatever, and now you can be in some big opportunity fights, and now you gotta get those fights and you gotta win those. And now every fight is, beyond major, because it makes a decision on what's gonna happen to you. Are you gonna fight and make a lot of money and be in big fights, or are you gonna keep fighting in club shows like the rest of these guys? So for me, I just want big fights, and I think this is the part of the career that you really get to see me evolve and show what I've been doing, and really, get to the point where I can get the world title shot and get the dream to come true and win. And now, the thing about 140, you said it's so stacked. There's like so many opportunities, so many big, great fights you could put on that, right now Josh Taylor owns everything. So, clearly we don't know what's happening with him, if he's gonna, fight, if some big guy's gonna fight him for all the belts, if they're gonna have Theo fight him for all the belts. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen with those belts. But eventually those belts either are gonna stay with him or they're gonna break up again, and then you gotta go chase the belts. So, they got guys like Barboza, they got Brandon Lee, like the 140 stacked. So any of those guys can come and get it.
Now it's a fight that's been highly anticipated for a while. We got Teofimo Lopez
Yes.
and Kamboses and George Kamboses. How do you see that fight going?
Well, the thing about it, Theo Lopez, like, he's just such a killer puncher. So, he always has that 135, monster power, great skills, beat Lomachenko. He's on a high. But then, he has come from the surgery. And there's been like, I think, 7 postpones of this fight. He caught COVID. They keep switching dates. I even was hearing that they might switch the date again. I'm not sure if this is happening, but I think that messes up people's camps, and messes up your, the longer you're out of the ring, you feel it. It makes a difference. And then clearly he came from that surgery, So it's really the first time he's testing his leg in and all that. So, it's interesting fight. It's not like I don't think Lopez is going to destroy him. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. I think Lopez is going to, win, but I don't think he's going to look as good or the best he ever looked at, like when he fought Lomo. When he fought Lomo, he looked super sharp. He almost made it kind of look easy, especially in the beginning. With this fight, I can see it, being one of them tough fights that he just guts out, gets the win, and moves on. But George he's a pressure guy. He's gonna come. He's probably had what a year camp, so he's got to be in super shape, and we're gonna see what happens. I think Theo, he'll gut it out and get a win, but I don't think it's gonna be easy.